Hello everyone. Hi. I welcome you all to another fun lecture with Zenith Academy Online. I am Shravika Jamnik and right now even I look like I am in some forest. So you must have guessed the lesson for today is animal habitat, which will include a lot of trees, forests and other habitat. So let's take a look and let's learn this chapter today. We can usually spot on a daily basis our dogs, cats, and birds around us. But what about the other animals? Rest of the animals require favorable conditions like proper temperature, proper food, and good shelter for survival. The place where an animal is normally found is known as its habitat. Let's learn about habitat. Habitat is the natural dwelling place of an organism. Dwelling place means where they naturally live and where they can naturally survive on their own. We have six types of habitat: forest, desert, polar regions, mountain, freshwater, and ocean. Now, the second habitat here, desert, has a synonym, and that synonym is spelled DESSERT opposed to a single S here. That synonym has a double S, and the double S desert means sweets. So I don't want you to get confused between these two synonyms, and to remember that the desert with double S's means sweet. And when we usually get sweets, for example, when we get a chocolate or when we get a piece of cake, we usually want one more with it. So that's how you can remember it. The dessert with double S's means should remind you that you usually like two helpings of sweet, and that's why the double S dessert means sweets. So let's now begin learning about our natural habitat, our six natural habitat. Our first natural habitat is the forest. I hope you go to a forest at least once in your lifetime because forests they are beautiful. They are characterized by trees, grasses and fertile soil. Now fertile soil is required because a forest needs to grow all this, the trees and the grasses. So that's why the fertile soil is also essential in a forest. They get limited sunlight. The land usually will receive very limited sunlight because the trees with a lot of leaves and all the branches spreading around will not allow penetration of sunlight, and due to this the very tiny plants or small animals that are in the forest need to survive with very limited sunlight. It provides shelter to a large variety of animals. These animals, let's see the wild animals. There's giraffe, lions, and snakes, wild snakes. So, a lot of lions sitting together, it's called a pride of lions. Our next habitat, desert. Whenever we think of a desert, we are reminded of this, a sandy, dry, and hot place. And it is very dry because it usually receives very less rainfall. But a desert is not always hot. It gets very cold during the night. During the day, because it receives all the sunlight directly, it gets very hot. And during the night, it gets very cold because there's nothing to maintain the warmth. Animals here are there's snakes, rattlesnakes, and camel, and plants such as cactus are very common here. Cactus and our deer camel. The next habitat, polar region. So we can make out that polar regions are always very cold and they'll get a lot of snow and they'll always be covered in snow. So there are two polar regions. Polar regions are called so because they are situated on our two poles, that is the North Pole and the South Pole. Antarctica is located on the south pole and Arctic Circle is on the north pole. They are extremely dry and cold and they are always covered with snow. Coldest habitat in the world, and very little vegetation grows here. Very little vegetation grows here because naturally, because there's a lot of snow, the snow will not allow the growth of vegetation here. Animals such as penguin, polar bears and seals are common here. This is a polar bear, a very cute seal and penguins. Moving on to the next natural habitat, mountain. Mountains, they are hilly regions, they have a rocky surface and a cold climate. Cold climate because as you go away from the surface, that is, as you climb upwards, the temperature decreases and then it gets cold. And mountains are very tall, they have a lot of height, lot of elevation, therefore, the temperatures there will drop a lot and it will be very cold. Snowfall occurs here in winters. Animals such as snow leopard, mountain goat and yak, they are present in these regions. Here's a snow leopard, a yak, a mountain goat, and if you notice, they have this thick fur on their body. We will learn about this in a while. Now let's go to the next habitat, fresh water. Rivers, ponds and lakes constitute all the fresh water on earth. So earth is covered totally, is two-thirds of our earth is covered with water, but not all of this water is fresh water. Fresh water is only 2 to 3% of all the water that's present on our earth. Rivers, ponds and lakes. Water may be still or running. Usually in the rivers, the water is running, and in lakes and pond, the water is still. Animals such as fish and crocodile will live in fresh water, and animals such as frog and tortoise will also live on water. So I have mentioned a word here, amphibian. Amphibian. What is amphibian? Amphibian is a word that's used for animals that live on land as well as on water. So frogs and tortoise, because they can live on land as well as water, they are called as amphibians. This is a frog, and this is a funny picture of a frog on a tortoise. Let's see. Ocean, our next natural habitat. 2/3 of the earth is covered with water. You can usually see in all the pictures of earth, it is blue. This is because this blue is nothing but the ocean that is present on earth. Organisms live in deep salty water. Oceans and our seas, they have a lot of salty water and they are usually very deep. They tolerate high pressure and can live without sunlight. As we go downwards, as we go down, the pressure increases and oceans have a lot of depth. So therefore the pressure here will be high and the animals live without sunlight because as you go deeper and deeper, it will be difficult for sunlight to penetrate inside these deep oceans. Animals such as, there's a whale, octopus, and this is jellyfish, and more fishes and marine animals are present in ocean. Now let's learn about adaptation in animals. Adaptation is defined as the change that takes place over a period of many years in the body of an organism to help it survive well in its habitat. So we have seen the different types of habitat, but to live in these habitat, the animals will require to adapt. They will need to live in a certain way so they can survive in these conditions. And the different adaptations that the animals have gone through, they can be like their body coverings. So we saw that the snow leopard, the polar bears have a very thick layer of fur on their body. This is to help them from not feeling very cold in cold regions. Organ of breathing, their movement, these are all adaptations in animals. The first adaptation is movement in animals. Cats, dogs, cows, and humans, we all walk with the help of our limbs. Humans have legs, two legs, and cats and dogs have four limbs. Next, fish and aquatic animals, they swim with the help of their gills. So, fishes, the mode of movement is swimming. Frogs are amphibian, they have webbed feet. These webbed feet will help them make long jumps, jumps from land to the water or from water to the land. Penguins and seals. You can see penguins, they have flippers. These hand like things that you see, they are called flippers, and these flippers will help them swim in water. Insects such as ants, they have six legs. Some insects will also have wings attached to them so they can fly. Snakes or reptiles, they move with the help of scales that are on the underside of their body. Other animals such as lizard and crocodiles will also have scales on their body. Last is birds. Birds have a particular shape if you have noticed, and this shape is known as a streamline. This shape is very helpful in flying, and birds also have their wings for flying. Let's move on to the next adaptation, body coverings. Fur, to maintain heat, to maintain the temperature of their body, some animals have thick coat of fur. Feathers, birds have feathers so they don't get wet during the rain or they can protect themselves from cold and wind. Scales, fishes have scales on their body. These scales will prevent loss of water from their body. So these scales, they'll help so that the water does not flow away from their body and the fishes remain hydrated. Shell, snails have shells. This is a protective covering on their body. Even turtles, tortoises have protective shells on their body. Cuticle, this is a hard protective layer. It is found in case of some insects like beetles. The next adaptation is organs for breathing. Humans have certain organs. We have two lungs in our body for breathing, and land animals usually have lungs for breathing. But other animals have adopted to some other means for breathing. We humans have two lungs for breathing. But other animals such as earthworm, which goes below the surface of earth where there's not a lot of oxygen or oxygen is not very accessible, so they will breathe with the help of their skin. Whatever oxygen, they will absorb it with the help of their skin. Aquatic animals have gills. Fishes, these fishes, they have gills. This red region that you see, these are gills, and these are used. These are very helpful for fishes or aquatic animals to breathe in water. So another example of amphibians, when these frogs are on land, they will breathe with the help of their lungs, and when they are in water, they will breathe with help of their skin. Interesting fact. Keep that in mind. Spiracles. Spiracles are present in case of some insects, and these will also help the insects breathe. Blowholes. You must have seen in movies when we see a whale, because a whale is a mammal, it cannot breathe underwater. A dolphin is also a mammal, and even a dolphin cannot breathe underwater. So, what these mammals have to do, they swim underwater, and when they feel the need to breathe, they come up on the surface and they breathe and they go down. They come up on the surface of water and exchange the air through these blowholes that are present on their body. So another adaptation that animals have done, birds especially, is migration. During certain seasons of the year, the birds migrate to places like Siberian birds. When it gets very cold in their country, they move to our country, India. I hope today's lesson was clear. Thank you for being very patient with me and listening to this lecture. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any doubt at all, please mention it in the comments section below. Bye bye. Have fun.